Hey y'all, can y'all hear me? Hey Bree. Hey girly. Sorry about that, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I had to take a call and kind of went a little bit over the time that I wanted to start the show. So I apologize for you guys awaiting, but I'm glad you are still here because we got some stuff to talk about this week. And we got Bree girl on the line. Keisha be coming in a little bit later, and Trish is under the weather, and she sent me a voice message to sound how she sounds, and yeah. Let me see. I might be able to play it for you guys. Hold
Poor
on.
woman, this digital bug is really going around,
You,
and it's
you
getting to everybody.
later. Hold on. Uh-oh, I got a delay. I hate when YouTube is like on a delay like that. Okay, let me know. Can you hear on your side if it stopped talking?
Yeah, stop talking.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna let you hear. Trish sent me the message, so here you go. Okay.
I thought I'd send you a voice file just so you could hear how horrible I sound. Have fun tonight. If I'm awake, I'll listen in and comment.
YouTube is like, uh-oh.
I thought I'd send you
a delay like that. Okay, I don't know why it's still trying to be behind. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. Hopefully you guys heard that.
I did. Poor woman, this digital bug is really going around. I hope you feel better. It's that time of year, and I feel for you guys up north.
Yeah. Well, I hope she feel better because she don't even sound like herself.
No, oh my goodness. And there's so much stuff that happened this week. I would love to hear what she had to say. So hopefully she'll pop in the comment section.
Yeah, she said that she might, I messaged her, she sent me that message like maybe 4 or 5 hours ago, and then I messaged her again, and she was saying that she's been taking some of everything for her throat. So hopefully she'll jump in the chat and maybe check out some stuff. But yeah, I hope she gets better soon.
Get better, Trish.
Yep. All right. So, welcome you guys to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where myself, Lady T, and we got Bree and Keish will be on a little bit later, like I said, where we're going to be recapping both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of January 22nd through January 26, 2024. We only have 5 days left in this month. This month flew by.
Completely.
Girl, we were just saying Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All that stuff is like in a rear view mirror. It's a blur.
Yes. And you know what? I will say that I like the progression of the year. So I'm just anxious to see what happens. I'm just more anticipating what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And when it comes to these storylines,
Yep. All right. So we're going to start.
The rear view mirror.
Right. Okay, so we're going to start with The Young and the Restless first, and then we do The Bold and the Beautiful after a quick little intermission with housekeeping details. And then we'll have 2 other segments at the end of the show, which is who's taking some seats this week and flipping the script. If there's a particular scene or storyline we wish we could change, this is where we flip the script. All right. So, without any other further ado, we're going to start with The Young and the Restless. I'm going to give a summary, and then Bree and I are going to start breaking it all down. Okay, hold on one second. Let me pull it up. Let's see. Alrighty. Okay, Young and the Restless. Okay, so For the week of January 22nd, we have Claire's visitor surprises her. Heather and Daniel reunite, and Victor gives Sally and Adam his blessing. After Tucker laughs in her face, Ashley realizes how to get the truth about the bistro blow up, and Nikki calls Jack for help. Jordan calls Claire. Victoria's annoyed with Adam's concern about Claire, and Devon is suspicious of Daniel and Heather. Audra asks Nate to help her take over Glissade, and Daniel comes clean with Devon about Heather. And last but not least, Ashley gets a surprise as she as she head to Paris for answers. And Diane pushes Nikki's buttons as Nikki mocks Diane. All right, so where do you want to start?
Ugh, Nikki made me so mad.
Girl, go ahead.
We here's the thing. I feel for Nikki. I really, truly do. It's just, I see where Nick gets a lot of his unnecessary anger from. And not to say that Diane is an angel, but you're borrowing a whole woman's husband to deal with your own issue. And then you had the gall to insult. And like I said, and let me make it very clear, Jenna, please, I am not taking up for Diane.
Right.
It's just the whole facial expressions and just the attitude, and it's the way she was acting as if, oh, you do you understand that your husband wants to try to help me, and I get to lean on his shoulders. He gets to care about me. Like, it was very much like, are you trying to make this woman jealous? And I'm like, you yourself have a whole husband.
Yeah, girl, I am not happy with this particular storyline. And Jack is just, I'm like, dude. I mean, Jack, Kyle, and Diane were in a whole cohesive business meeting. Nikki calls and that man come running. And I'm like, are you
I was
serious
so
right
upset
now?
by that. I was so upset. This is where, now, Diane, this is where I wish you had like really got on your husband, because now she's pulling you from your work obligations. And the thing is, I understand people have, I know there's like mixed reviews as to, you know, Jack and Nikki's involvement in this. And my thing is, much to like what Victor always says, like, you stick with your family, you handle all of what's in your family. Nikki is married. Same way Jack is married. And the interaction that she had with Diane proves exactly why you do not mix and mingle that way.
Nope.
She has her whole husband with resources. If she didn't want to go and vent to her husband about the struggles that she's dealing with, that's fine. There could have been several different therapists for every day of the week that could have helped her. Bottom line is, it didn't need to be Jack. And this proves why.
So what was the purpose of Seth? Was he only supposed to be there like 5 episodes, and then he was too drunk to be her sponsor, and then he left? That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense to you?
No. And I thought he was about to be Nikki's side piece. I think we were all hoping for that.
I mean, or the fact that he was working with Jordan.
Oh, I didn't even think about
Because
that.
there was rumors that he, was probably working with Jordan, and Seth had known Nikki for 4 years. So Jordan could have gotten contact with her. He just showed up out of the blue one day, and oh yeah, this is my sponsor. Victor didn't even know who he was. And then he was there, and then he was gone. And then Jack just stepped in somehow.
And that's unfortunate. He was a great looking man. They could have really used him for a lot of the other characters, because it didn't seem like he was related to anybody.
Right.
But once again, another missed opportunity. But it's hard for me. It's a bit of a stretch for me to kind of tie him into Jordan, to be honest. And a lot of the writing and producers, they like to kind of rewrite their history, as we've seen on B&B. And, if they're saying that, hey, this is her sponsor for 4 years, with the way that Victor operates, I doubt he keeps up with who her sponsor is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, that can kind of make sense. But as far as him tied to Jordan, I just don't see that.
Girl, well, anything. I know Jordan is going to be a big part of February sweeps. So I don't know. Anything is possible. But what else I think is probably going to be part of February sweeps, it wouldn't surprise me if Jack and Nikki hook up.
Did you see what Jenna said?
What'd she say?
Jenna said Jack should tell Victor, and they should put Nikki in Betty Ford.
Oh,
That's where
God.
she needs to be. And I don't understand why they're not helping her.
Well,
Yeah,
this whole thing is a hot mess. First of all, you cannot be running a major media company
right.
and you're in this particular situation. Listen, it's a disease. Granted, it is. But you running around yelling at Audra, you were yelling at Diane. She went way back in history to bring back that whole thing with what happened in the park when you was the one that hit the girl in the head with the rock.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, somebody come rein her in. Victor don't want Jack to be, involved. If any of you guys seen the Monday's episode, but Victor got all, like you said, Bree. He got all the resources, the money in the world to try to put it to use to get her some help. She should not be pulling Jack every 5 minutes.
Nope. And he's a home married man. It's just, she would not like it if it were Ashley pulling Victor in, calling him during a Newman meeting to go meet with her. She would not be okay with that. So that's why it's just a little crazy to me that she, or maybe she doesn't trust her husband's resource. I actually have to think about it because his security team is terrible.
Well, here's the other girl. You so funny. Here's the other thing is that she's at the same time trying to call the shots in this situation, and so she was telling Jack how this should go, and it's like, you're asking for his help. How are you trying to dictate to him how this is all going to go? That's why she needs a professional to help her with this. She's at the level with the fact that Jordan putting that alcohol in her system and throwing her so far off the wagon. She needs a professional sponsor or professional help or counselor that can actually help her with it. No, I don't want to talk to a stranger. Well, I'm sorry. If Jack said no, you would have to. You're going to have to talk to somebody else.
And Mary Hilbram actually kind of hit that on the head. She said Jack really should never have been her sponsor. Nikki needs someone who's impartial. Jack has enough to deal with. He can be your friend, but being a sponsor is a big responsibility. Exactly. And he's a whole married man.
Another thing, his sister is spinning out of control because she thinks she's losing her mind. So, I would think that he would have more, Ashley don't want him to be a part of it because we saw what happened today. But the thing is, he got all this other stuff going on in his family. Billy just jumped ship. Kyle, even though he's being quiet about his disappointment, that's still out there. And then you got Ashley and her issues, and you over in somebody else's marriage helping her because she want to call the shots and pick and choose who she want. And he's a friend. That's the other thing, because there's a different level of entitlement that comes with that. She wouldn't be asking a sponsor to be running around doing all this stuff that she's asking Jack to do.
Nope. She wouldn't dare. And and the thing is, I do feel for Nikki's situation. The way that they reintroduce alcohol into her system, that is incredibly vicious. That's definitely some Sheila activity.
Exactly.
But if she's, and the thing is, when she was sitting down on the couch talking with Jack and saying, like, I know how to deal with this. Okay. So then you know to deal with this with the professional. You know to deal this with a group of people who's going through your situation. You know that you should be leaning onto your husband then. So why are you choosing to go and lean on Jack? Not to say that she has no right to lean on Jack. It's just she's acting completely ungrateful, especially the way she treated Diane.
Yeah, and the thing is, Diane could technically blow up her world. If she run
Oh
go
yeah.
tell Victor that, your ungrateful wife has been trying to get my husband to help you out. I mean, to help her out. Victor gonna be pissed. Victor does not want Jack anywhere near this, and that's a spoiler alert. Monday's episode, Victor does not want Jack anywhere near that situation. And even though he tells him, butt out, who calls him when she was talking to Victor? Nikki. And he run his butt right over there and locked the door. And guess who showed up?
Wow.
So I
That
just want to throw that
just,
little spoiler tidbit. Some of you guys who watched the Canadian episode, you probably have already seen it. But this is getting out of control, and it's up to Jack to just set the boundaries. Like, look, I can't do this no more.
oh my goodness. Yeah, Shabritha and Jasmine, yes. She was incredibly disrespectful to Audra, and from that point, I had no sympathy for her. I agree with the both of you. That was incredibly disrespectful.
It sure was. It,
This woman poured her heart out, sharing her story about her father. She's actually trying to look out for you, and she
mm-hmm.
didn't have to. It was just so petty, and a part of me, I hope Jordan comes out. I hope Jordan comes out, because that the way she treated Audra that was warranted. But bring Jordan back out, the terrorizer, pop up in the windows, play the stripper
Girl,
music, all of that.
listen. Between the way Nikki was treating Diane and Nick and Victoria was treating Adam, it's like y'all ain't learned nothing. All of y'all were in Oregon about to be in a body bag with a toe tag. And
Yeah.
y'all come back because obviously you got the darn antidote, and y'all still haven't changed y'all attitude. Now Nikki, she got that going on. But now we're talking about this situation where Adam is like, look, we need to still be on guard. And Victoria was absolutely condescending, rude, disrespectful. Your brother is looking out for the three of you guys as usual. And you threw it in his face. Go ahead, Bree.
And then she had the nerve to sit here and say, oh, you're just worried that my family is going to accept my daughter over you.
No,
I'm
girl, she
paraphrasing.
said love.
Oh, yet loved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we're going to love her more than we love you. I'm like, oh my God. No, you're not going to stand up there and take that from her.
Mm-mm. And the thing is, we called this months ago. We knew this.
Mm-hmm.
We knew this. And the thing is, I guarantee you, Nikki's going to back the person who kidnapped her and put an IV in her and almost tried to attack her whole family over
Mm-hmm.
Adam.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just the pettiest of petty.
Now, Cheryl says she normally would not feel bad for Audra, but Audra didn't nothing but be supportive. I agree with that. It ain't
Yeah.
over. On Monday, yeah, I don't want to give it all away, but it's like, yeah, I mean, I kind of felt for Audra because she was being supportive. She
Yeah.
was. She wasn't trying to take the information and sell it to the media that, hey, Newman Media CEO is a drunk or anything like that. She understood, and Nikki just gave her the blues.
That's terrible. And it's, I should say like she had it coming, but no, because I kind of like the fact that we're getting a different side to Audra,
Mm-hmm.
um, especially when she started kind of, you know, showing like the stuff that's going on with her family. I just hate the entitlement of the Newmans. This
Mm-hmm.
is, and the thing is how they always were. But I feel there's like a different level of entitlement that they've just been displaying this year, especially with their own family members. And it makes absolutely no sense how Victoria, who has a whole criminal for a daughter,
Right.
a whole criminal for a daughter, and cannot give Adam any grace.
Nope.
But your daughter, after going through therapy, she is purified. She can do no wrong.
Yeah.
And my thing is, Victor, he knows the situation at hand. He knows Adam is right in this case. They still always keep your guard up, and
Did
that's
you
what I'm saying.
see Jay Money's comment?
What do you say?
He said Adam was literally warning them about Jordan, and Victoria didn't want to hear it. And lo and behold, Jordan is getting free next week.
Good. Good. I'm so happy Jordan is getting a Sheila edit. I want her to terrorize all in Genoa City. Please do your job.
Mm-hmm.
Terrorize all through 2024.
I'm
And the thing
sorry.
is, I don't want them to do the alcohol route. I just rather her pop up with like stripper poles and the music from like the 70s or something.
Girl, you so funny. Sorry to hear that, Monique. That had to be tough to watch. Being
Oh,
that you
wow.
actually had a real life situation and experience with that.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Um, what about, because Jay brought up Adam's snapback at Victoria when he said something like he doesn't get love from her anyway, so what is she talking about?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's my thing. Nick and Victoria are definitely Nikki's kids for sure,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because they have this unnecessary need to be mad. Like, what are you mad for? He's concerned. There's nothing Newman Enterprises related. It had everything to do with your child. Had nothing selfish on his part. And then she had the gall to say, like, you're just worried that my family's gonna love my daughter more than you. Just go take a seat. Please go take a seat with Jordan.
Girl, she actually, you remember she also, well, before, I guess before this whole Adam conversation, she want Victor to accept her into the family. Remember that conversation that she
Yeah.
had? Cause first she was like, stop bragging on Cole, leave him alone, and also accept my daughter into the family once all this is said and done. And he looking like, okay, I guess. And I'm like,
And that irked my nerves. I wish he put a stipulation. I wish he said, but you need to accept my son too.
mm-hmm,
Put a
mm-hmm.
stipulation, a trade off for a trade off, because now you're just basically feeding into what Victoria's been saying. Like, hey, you guys are gonna love my daughter. It's just a further reason to either try to push at, well, Adam's basically kind of pushed out, sort of. He has
Mm-hmm.
his
Mm-hmm.
toes stuck outside, but still, it's another way to try to either push Adam out or try to one up on your other sibling. And there's really no competition because he's the smartest one in the room at all times.
Girl, I mean, did you see the level of accountability Adam took? He was like, I know from experience, I did those things to you.
Yes. And you would think that would, give them something to bond with and be like, okay, maybe my daughter and her uncle can relate and talk, and he can see that different side and check for himself. And then you got Nick once again mad for no reason, like, you really should just let it go. And I'm like, Nick, you've stressed the same concerns to your sister too.
You know what? They only want to listen to it. They only want to listen to this man when it benefits them. So when Adam was trying to help her when she was getting married to Ashlyn Locke to keep Gaines and Billy from turning over the wedding, or when Adam is giving up a kidney or saving somebody's life from a tornado, then it's all good for a hot minute, and then y'all right back at his throat. That's
Oh,
why
and
I'm.
not to mention Nick is raising one of his kids that
Thank
we
you.
never hear about.
That we never hear about. You know what? I hate to kind of rewrite history. Well, not history, but I would like to rewrite a future storyline that they could have made is having Adam go after Glissade for himself.
Hmm.
I mean,
Really?
why not?
That would be interesting. And I can see it. And you know what the sucky part is? So we won't get the Adam and Audra thing, but that would be an interesting, segue. She needs another wealthy man and she's looking to go after Glissade. Boom.
Because I'm just sick and tired of Adam kissing their butt, and it's not going anywhere. The more he kissed their butt, the more crap he gets on his face.
I know. And it's so devastating to
It's
see.
devastating to watch, and he's like, I'm going to prove myself. You cannot prove anything to a person who's not going to receive the proof.
Nope.
They don't want you to prove anything to them, except maybe Victor, but then he plays games with his kids. So
And that's the irritating part of the whole way that his whole family treats him. But I understand maybe he doesn't have his mom, so he wants to try to lean on to his family as much as he can. But at some point, you got to kind of call your sister out and say like, hey, you can't say that you're high and mighty. You got a whole child who's a criminal, free to leave the streets. But oh well. But I will say I'm happy the way he's handled himself. He's kind of kept a little, light shade here and there, but he is not being too obnoxious. He even said himself he's happy in all parts of his life, and I guess he and Sally are officially a couple. Did we find that out this week?
yeah, but I mean, it's got to be rough to continually walk on eggshells with Adam. I mean, he kind of had a breather without Victoria hovering because she was running behind Claire. This is the first moment that we saw this year where she was throwing insults again.
Yeah.
So it's like how long do you want to have to deal with that nonsense? I mean, Abby, he should, at least Abby has a relationship, even though we don't see it that much with the Newmans, but she took that step and had her own. We don't talk about that part of being on the board, but she created that restaurant to give her something totally separate away from that Newman empire, and she pretty much has been happy so far with that. You know,
Well, yeah, she said she was happy, but she wants to be in the corporate world now, but
girl,
she's paved her own way outside of that Newman fold and got it a mess.
exactly. Exactly. Shabrita said Adam needs to learn how to move in silence. He needs to cut ties with the Newmans for good. Keisha and I have been saying that for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
Because I'm just tired of him saying I'm gonna prove myself and I'm gonna do this and they keep crapping on him. I would, even if he want to stay there, he should say, "Look, I understand y'all mad, but I ain't gonna let y'all keep talking to me like that."
hmm
Just say that. You know.
he just wants to have, just like everybody, this family, and he's been fighting for approval for the longest, and unfortunately, he's going to continue to do that. That's just how they write this character. What
I'm
happened?
laughing at Jenna. She said, "What the heck kind of company is Glissade?"
I thought they were about to sell some lip gloss or something.
Hey, Keish.
Hey y'all.
That was my first thought when they said glissade. I'm like, oh, some lip gloss. Okay, we're competing with Kylie Jenner.
Girl,
Okay.
I don't even know. Do you remember how they even came up with that name?
No.
Glissade. I don't know. Okay,
It's
whatever.
it's a French. It's French for glitter.
Girl, who knows?
Cupcakes. I don't know.
Oh my God. Keish, what you got? I know we were talking about Nikki and we were talking about Adam and how he was being insulted.
I don't. I don't care about that entire family, including Adam. They all getting on my nerves.
Adam is getting on your
Adam.
nerves?
Yeah, Adam too.
What why you say that,
What?
girl? Expound.
Um, because he's showing concern for people who clearly don't give two craps about. He's trying too hard, and it's like I'm just frustrated that he continues to put himself in a position to basically be cracked on. Like, I don't. Why are you there? Why are you still there with these people? And not only that, like I get what he's saying when it comes to Claire, but so early on when they found Claire and Nikki in that cabinet when Aunt Jordan lured her out there,
Mm-hmm.
everybody was like, Nick is going to be a jerk about Claire. He's going to try to tell Victoria, not to trust her, not to embrace her into the family. Like, everybody was on Nick's back about it and about how he was, going to be a jerk about it. And when Adam did it, it was everybody's being mean to Adam. He's just trying to look out for his sister, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I feel like in this situation, Adam just needed to back out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and just anything about it and let them handle it how they're going to handle it. Because when have they ever listened to him?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, just let it go, Adam. Let that entire family go and move on with your life
Yep.
and cut ties with them. So they're just, I don't know. I didn't feel sorry for Adam in that scene. I won't feel sorry for Victoria if Claire does end up turning on her and does something else to their family. I won't feel sorry for any of them.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that one, girlfriend. I'm over it. I mean, like I say, even if you can't prove anything to somebody who don't want to receive the proof.
Yeah,
And how many times he's been doing this over the years with them. And it
right.
just don't work. So at some point you got to be like, let me just do my own thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're giving organs away and they still don't respect you, definitely forget about them.
Exactly. Girl, please. Giving a
I
This,
can
whole
take my kidney back.
to me, this just wasn't his fight to fight, especially with his history.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, he would. I think also they threw that in there as well because he gave them a warning after all the insults and stuff like that. He's like, I can guarantee you, this Jordan person ain't done yet. In so many words, and of course, she's gonna be the main front burner storyline for February sweeps.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Please terrorize Genoa City. Please.
For me, it wasn't even his warning about Jordan. It was just him talking about Claire. And like one of his comments was something about her being a felon psycho or criminal psycho or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was he said about her, but it's like, I don't know. To me, this Adam should have just kept his mouth closed because I like Adam. He's not one of my favorites, but I like him. And I do, I feel the same way you guys do as far as the way his family treats him. But in this situation, he's not the one to talk about who they should be giving chances to when it comes to somebody's bad behavior because he's got a lot of stuff in his background that he can't really he can't really talk. Is what I'm saying.
Well, we were saying how he kind of took accountability by telling them, "Look, I understand exactly what we up against with Claire because I used to be her. I did this to you guys." So I
And
mean,
he keeps wanting chances. So why is
mm-hmm.
he? I feel like he was trying to persuade Victoria not to give Claire a chance. That's how I felt about it. That's how I took it. It was like, why are you even bothering dealing with her after everything that she's done? It's like, Adam, it's been the same with you, and you've wanted chances. So I don't think. I mean, I think there's some stuff that they've done that to me didn't make sense, like letting Claire talk to Jordan alone.
Yeah, that. How did
Like
she
I
get
don't
a
agree.
phone?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't agree with that.
I think that.
But still, like him being the one to tell Victoria
Mm-hmm.
this isn't a good idea about her daughter because of the stuff that she's done was not. That wasn't the move to make.
So let me ask you guys
But
this, because moving to the story, part of the story where Nikki visited Claire, what was Nikki expecting to gain from that visit?
I don't know. I don't even remember her visit to Claire. I don't
It's
really
that
remember what they
picture.
talked about.
It's the picture at the top corner where she woke up and Nikki was standing there, and then they had a whole conversation, and then once the
She told her to
conversation
leave.
was done, Claire threw her out, saying, "I think you can leave. I need to go to sleep."
Yeah.
And then she went and was in the park almost taking a drink, and then of course she called Jack.
Yeah. No, I remember the visit. I'm just saying I don't even really remember what they talked about. I don't know what Nikki was trying to gain from it. I don't know if maybe she was trying to get her to trust her, confide in her. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody trying to, I guess, get some have Claire,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, gain their trust or them gaining trust from Claire. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because they just found out the girl is their family. I
Right.
just think they need to be smart about it.
I actually feel that she went there to try to accept her granddaughter. I think that she's really trying, even though she's struggling through her addiction, she's
Mm-hmm.
still trying to process what's happened to her, everything that's happened recently. Everything is very shocking and jarring, but at the same time, she wants to still accept one of her own. That's still her grandchild. So she's trying to either extend an olive branch or she's trying to take steps towards having a relationship with her, or at least working towards truly accepting her into the family. But I think what prompted that visit was the talk maybe she had with Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Victoria's been like pleading with her family, like, hey, give her a chance. Like, hey, this is what's been going on. This is what I've been going through. And I think seeing the fact that Victoria's really trying to have a relationship with her own daughter, she's trying to also work on getting accepting what happened and accepting her reality and trying to get help from Jack and also accept having her granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because they had a pleasant conversation. She asked about Victoria's childhood. She talked about visiting the kids in the pediatric unit and how it makes her miss her childhood, because she didn't have that by seeing the parents with their kids. And then she got to the point like, okay, I'm tired. You need to get out. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And Nikki was looking like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I need you to leave. But and then I guess it didn't go, and then she was ready to take a drink. So maybe she expected some different outcome by talking to her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
I don't
Nikki's
understand.
expectation was.
I guess I don't understand what triggered
The
the
drinking?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me either. I don't know what that was about. That was a weird. It would be nice if they had a bonding moment, which she did come back to the office after that whole insult fight and tell Victoria that, oh, I visited Claire and we had a nice moment, and she was talking about this and that, and so of course Victoria was happy about that, but.
I kind of see why she was triggered, though. I see that this is the person who triggered your addiction again,
Mm-hmm.
and you're fighting so hard to try to kick this addiction, and you're looking dead in the face at the person who helped it, and it's your grandchild. So I think she's just really struggling with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay. let's kind of switch to Ashley because I know we kind of touched on it about Jack worried about Nikki so much his sister is going through. Do you guys think that Tucker's account is correct in your opinion, or what your thoughts are, or is Ashley correct?
This Tucker's correct. This woman is flying all the way to a whole other country because she cannot trust her own thoughts. And Tucker has been clear about everything that transpired that particular day. And I feel really bad because like Ashley has had like a history of having some sort of like, I don't want to put a label on it, but she's had like some sort of like mental, and I wonder if they're going to go down this road with this character again. And or I heard something about like early Alzheimer's or something, that early onset to what her mother had, something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But it's kind of sad to see.
Well, we got a few people in the comment section. Then I'm gonna let Keish go with what she thinks. Mary says Tucker is lying. Jenna said Tucker is very correct. Rachel says, what if she is mentally ill but also correct? Delmonica says Tucker is correct. Tucker is telling the truth, Cheryl says, and Ashley has a history of mental breakdowns, according to Jenna. What you think, Keish?
I also think Tucker's version of the story is correct, and I think they've been alluding to that since ever since they did that the throwback episode,
Mm-hmm.
where they show Ashley having some type of mental break,
Mm-hmm.
and then just simply because they keep revisiting it,
Right.
it's because there's more to that story, and I think it's that she just, for whatever reason, remembers the story way differently than what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
And when have we ever seen? I guess the big thing for me is we've never seen Tucker, that I can recall, at least not this version of Tucker, lash out at anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he gets passionate. We've seen him get mad, but we've never seen him throw stuff and throw the tantrum that he had in Ashley's version of the incident. So I don't know. It's been clear to me for the last few weeks that Ashley is the one that is misremembering that incident. And I'm glad that Tucker finally said, just go back to the cafe and ask the staff. They'll tell you, like, there was witnesses. If I really did all that, then I feel like somebody would have said something. Like, it's Ashley and Tucker. They're famous.
Right.
Yeah, I honestly think that Tucker is, like, I agree with you guys as well. Her going to Paris, I think, I don't know about asking the staff. There's got to be some footage, some cameras, because, somebody could say anything. Because I know there's, conversations and some rumors that, Tucker might pay somebody to tell Ashley that it was his version. The only way that can be undisputed if there's video.
I agree. And if they come down to that point, so what would that say as far as Ashley then? Would that say that, I mean, would she recognize that she has an issue? Would she try to get herself some sort of treatment? It makes me wonder what they're going to do as far as her storyline is. Is their way of bringing her and Tucker back together?
Could you imagine if she is having a mental breakdown? Jack is caught in two situations right now because he's trying to carry the weight of keeping this secret of helping Nikki with her loss of sobriety, and then on the other side of him he got his sister who could be possibly having a mental break.
Yeah, this is why I said he needs to focus on his family, but this is the predicament that he put himself in.
Yep.
So if he wanted his cape, he want to be Superman, he gonna look real good in his cape, but he gonna strain himself out. But it's he needs to be there for his sister. and or unless they're going to really repair the connection that she and Tucker had through the writing, and kind of let them have their love story and kind of show his side of redemption, caring for her.
So
I mean, that's a possibility.
So would you guys be okay? Not interested, but when they were together, did you like Ashley and Tucker together?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they had a great connection. Actually,
I agree.
I think they messed that up. Because Tucker was willing, as long as Ashley was in, he was willing to ride with her.
And it would
So
have given another business storyline, because if they had carried through with their plan on both sides, then that would have been another addition to the show as far as business drama.
Jenna said they both need to be a Betty Ford.
But the other thing to this is, because Ashley has told everybody that Tucker did what he did, or what she thought he did when they were in Paris, everyone has pretty much cut Tucker off.
Right, including Devon.
Cut Tucker off based on what Ashley said. So
yep.
I'd like to see if anybody apologizes to Tucker when it comes out that Ashley's version of the story was not correct.
So let me get this straight, Keish. That was the only reason that Devon cut off his connection, right?
I think it was a mix of them.
The story that came out
trying to take over Chancellor Winters or
Jabot,
or whatever it was that they were suspecting him of. But then when that story came out, I think that pretty much sealed the deal for Devon. Because remember when Mamie found out, she walked away from working with Tucker.
Well, what is interesting that everybody automatically heard that story and sided with Ashley except Tracy. Tracy was like, well, I really don't see Tucker to be that type of guy. Remember she said that yesterday?
Yes, and then Ashley agreed with her. And she said,
right.
So for me, right there, I'm like, okay. So I know the direction you're going to try to go with this. If she's flying all the way to a whole other country to really see that, she doesn't trust her own instincts. She knows that there's something wrong. And I think she tried to kind of allude to that with Jack, but he wasn't having it. He was like, no, it was all Tucker's fault.
Yeah, Tucker. And he's not. He's biased about the situation. I wouldn't say that Tracy didn't side with her. I mean, I feel like when she brought the conversation up to her, she was already questioning herself, and Tracy was just, asking questions to try to get some clarity and to try to maybe make sense of the situation. But I think had Ashley come to her and said, like, 1,000% Tucker did this to me, she would have sided with Ashley as well.
I'm glad that, and kind of like Jasmine Williams said that she loved Tracy. I like the objective. She's very objective when it comes to,
the family.
The family. Even when Jack was getting involved with Diane, she didn't give him a hard time about Diane. Everybody else did.
Yeah, she's always been fair and sweet and kind-hearted. I kind of wish she and Kane actually had something when he was on, but she's always been the more level-headed sibling. We've never seen her go off the rails or anything like that that I can remember.
Right. Yep. All right. What about the storyline of Summer and Chance? Phew, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yes. And that's
a slow-moving train.
It sure is. It's a very slow-moving train. I'm hoping, because their actual date, you guys, in the chat is on Monday. And if you follow me on Instagram, I kind of did a little quick edit as a little teaser of their little date. That dress is fire. And she straightened her hair. And listen, if she do that now, well, what else is she going to change after they hit them sheets?
Okay. And we got to give also credit to Chance. Chance is looking
I know.
incredible in suits.
Girl, listen, his hair was all like, it wasn't wild like, when he was a cop. You know what I'm saying? He had it all coiffed and everything. So
Yeah, they look so good together.
they look so.
I'm so
Do
so
you
so
think they
excited
can
about it.
be? Do you think they can be the Thomas and Hope of Young and the Restless?
I mean, it depends on how they write them.
Exactly. They got big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill. But it could be done. They're both very attractive people. But yeah, Chance is an executive or whatever, but he look good in them suits.
Well,
Yeah.
and the thing is, listen, he can get kind of hot in the scene. I mean, he did pick Sharon up, and put up against that wall. So maybe we'll get a little bit of heat when it comes to summer. So
I hope so.
I
I'm
hope
looking
so.
forward to it for sure.
I hope so. And I like the fact that they did with this storyline, which we still got that other cheating storyline too. But their storyline, it everybody ended amicably. Even Kyle was like, you feeling Chance? I'm happy for you. I'm like, Kyle?
I didn't like that scene.
Why?
That was weird to me
What?
too.
I just
Why?
didn't like. I want Kyle to. I don't know. I don't know how to say it without sounding like a jerk, but I want Kyle's feelings to be hurt.
Girl,
To
listen.
regret losing her.
I do. I want his feelings to be hurt. I want him to feel that he made a mistake in walking away from his marriage, and I want him to. I want him to be jealous and cause problems for Chance and Summer,
I mean, I
and I want
guess,
to watch Summer reject him very harshly.
girl, listen. I guess that's all part. You're so funny. I guess it's all part of maturity. He screwed up. Maybe he had to take some accountability. Like, dang, I jumped in the bed with Audra and did all this stuff. They both hurt each other because
Yeah,
she
they did.
kept that secret about Phyllis from the family. Almost put his mama in jail, and then before he could, find out about the lie, he jumped in bed with Audra. So, I thought it was pretty cool that he decided to be like, you know what, hey, we're done. The divorce is final. You can move on. You got a smile on your face. Be
Yeah,
happy. And the same thing with Sharon. Sharon is like, y'all ain't got to be awkward around me. We're good.
yeah. Well, I felt like Sharon made that awkward because she was just standing there staring at him at first.
Because she was looking at how fine that man was. She's like, did I really give him up? Like, am I sure?
Girls, that man won't, that girl won't Nick. She
I
won't
mean,
Nick.
who's the better looking man, Chance or Nick?
I mean, they're both fine as hell.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Oh.
You can't ask Keisha that question when it comes to Nick and Chance.
But you have to choose Keisha. if you're locked in the cabin, who do you want there with you?
It's not a fair question.
Oh Lord.
People in the chat, who would you rather have with you, Chance or Nick, in a cabin with
Chance. I'm not. Nick is he alright, but
It would be Nick for me.
Oh, really?
No, it'll be Thomas for you. What are you talking about?
That's so we can't mix shows now, y'all. I gotta have at least one on each.
Right. Yeah, I said that Chance or Nick.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I'm taking the cop.
Oh, Jenna gonna take Chance. She said it would be Chance all over the place.
Okay.
Okay, Jenna.
And then Shabritha says Nick for her. Okay, there's a lot of mix. See, it's a lot of different flavors. But I think Chance, as soon as he came on the show, he's just been like a breath of fresh air as far as like eye candy. I kind of laugh at the fact that Abby just had the nerve to cheat on her husband.
Oh
Cheat on
God,
that
girl,
gorgeous man.
we gonna attack that one. Oh my goodness, I got a lot to say about Abby and Devon. But yeah, that first date is on Monday, and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. But like you said, who was that? Keish. It's a slow burn. Was that you or Bree?
Yeah, it's a slow moving train.
Yep. So
And she just got divorced. He just broke up with Sharon.
yeah, they trying to
I,
do
I
them the right way, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I love everything about what they're doing with Chance and Summer.
Shabrita said Nick is like an old cast iron skillet that's been seasoned.
But
Oh my
Joshua
god.
Morrow is fine. So
Oh my goodness. Okay. And then, well, we got to talk about Audra and Nate. Look like they're going to be a new couple because she was ready to ride him into the sunset.
I rebuke that.
She climbed up on his lap, and if Tucker hadn't knocked on that door, they was about to get it in. And he was a willing participant.
mm-hmm.
I was so mad at that. I think I fast forward as soon as I saw that. Nope, I rebuke that.
Why?
No, I do not want them together. No. No, 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 no,
I kind of want to see what that scene gonna look like, cause when she was with Kyle in those scenes, she was the fire in that scene. Kyle was just he was there. Nate can bring the heat in the bedroom. We saw that with Victoria. So I'm wondering the two of them together, what that's gonna look like. I know, Bree. I know.
A part of me wants to see that, but part of me is so mad. At the same time, I don't want to see it, but I want to see it. And I'm torn as a soap viewer because I don't want these two to be together, but I know that scene's going to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give it a quick gander.
Jay Money said Audra and Nate is about to be fire.
Yeah, I think they'll have some hot love scenes.
Oh, of course. Oh, he gonna bring it and she gonna bring it. I'm curious, even though I just think it's a bad move for Nate to be with Audra after getting back good in with his family.
Absolutely, that's the only thing I don't like about it.
Right.
Because of how he fell out with his family before, and she was involved in that.
Right.
I hope that he's not seriously considering hooking up with her for yet another scheme that she's not going to be successful on. And I hope that he just, tells her that he wants to concentrate on mending his relationship with his family and doing a good job at Chancellor Winters, and that he doesn't have time for that.
Bree.
Uh-huh.
Jay said he don't like how much it's bothering you about Nate being with her.
Look, you know what bothers me, and you know who I wish would pop up? Elena, because Audra helped orchestrate that breakup. Granted, it was Nate's moving parts that participated in his own breakup. But the fact that Audra helped orchestrate it for her own gain, because originally it was a mess, and I don't like the fact that how Elena was done because of that, and Audra was left scot-free. So I'm curious to see what happens when she sees Nate and Audra together.
Mm-hmm. That's if they ever bring the girl back around. Sheesh.
Right.
We ain't seen Elena in a minute.
We haven't seen her since she helped Chance.
Right. And that was what was that, November? I think that was in November, October.
Like that.
Go ahead, Keish.
There really wouldn't be too much Elena could say about the two of them being together, because he didn't cheat on her with Audra. I mean, yeah, she, put her little 2 cents in as far as him and Victoria were concerned, so Elena would find out. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what can she say about who he's with now?
Mm-hmm.
They've been broken up for however long.
I would be incredibly upset. Like I would do everything to like irk Audra's nerves throughout that whole relationship, same way she did when Elena was with Nate. Personally, I would do that, but we shall see. But I'm not a fan of Nate and Audra. Nope.
She said nope.
I'm different about it. Like it'll be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in the bedroom only. I just don't want them working together.
Yeah, I don't. I
Because he
prefer.
works so hard to get back Lily and Devon's, get back in their good graces with that family. And the moment they find out that he's possibly going to sign up with her to take Glissade away from Tucker, even though they don't like Tucker, they still going to see him as a schemer.
Right.
Exactly. And isn't Billy over? Yeah, Billy's over there at Chancellor Winners. And he will easily let his brother know, hey, this person is trying to go after Ashley's company.
Uh-huh. Yep. So, all right, and then the last storyline that we got is these two, Daniel and Heather, because they had a whole love scene. What was that, Monday or Tuesday? And
I think it was Tuesday.
yeah, I think it was Tuesday, and they just couldn't walk around feeling guilty. And Devon and Abby saw them at the restaurant. Devon is all in the business now. I guess it can be split down the middle because some people in the comment sections were saying he has a right to be upset because that's his sister. But on the flip side of that, it's like don't throw stones in glass houses. So, what do y'all think?
He needs to mind his business. He, once again, doing something else, leading with emotion. He did not need to. And the thing is, I appreciate Daniel for being honest and upfront, but. And yes, he could be protective over his sister, but he let your sister come to you with her business. Don't be don't be involved in what she has going on. That's all I'm saying. But this man has clearly said that he's not in love with Lily, or
Yeah.
he's never felt that way towards her.
We don't feel that way either. Because I don't see it. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I think that ship has sailed when they were teenagers. I'm sorry.
Keish.
Uh huh.
Just to say, don't be mad.
I'm not mad. I was just waiting for my turn.
Go ahead, girl.
I wasn't Daniel the one that approached Tim and brought it up.
Yes. You talking about to Devon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Devon and Abby just talked about it amongst each other, and they Abby said it's their business, they're adults. We can't assume anything is happening, and because Heather decided to grab Daniel's hand at the table in front of Lily's brother, that's what triggered Daniel to go over to Devon and pull him aside, and he was the one that brought it up to him. So, I mean,
he moved real quick. He moved real quick.
So it's not like Devon went over to their table and started, questioning Daniel about what was going on. But Daniel approached him about it, and he asked the questions that he was curious about, because it clearly looked like there was more going on at that table than them just being co-parents. So,
girl, he felt like punching him in the face.
If I'm out with somebody and I see my sister's boyfriend looking like he's cozying up to his ex or to any woman, of course I'm going to be pissed, because that's my sister, regardless of what I've done in my love life. If I see somebody actively doing something that will hurt my sister, I'm going to be upset about it.
Gotcha.
So that's the standpoint I have on it. Yeah, Devon, it would have been a hypocrite had he went off in that restaurant on Daniel. But in my opinion, I don't think anything that he said to Daniel was out of line, or there's some people that think that he should have done more than what he did or said more than what he did. But I feel like what he said to him was reasonable. Like, that's my sister. You're basically admitting to me that you cheated on sister.
My thing is, he didn't even have to have a discussion with Daniel. As soon as Daniel got up from off of the table, Devon could have been like, look, I'm not getting out of my seat. Please talk to Lily. Keep me out of it. or something to that effect. He didn't have to hear anything of what this man had to say, because what would it matter? Anything that Daniel had to say had to go towards Lily first. It didn't need to go to anybody else. And I didn't like the fact that I didn't like the fact that Daniel was like, where's Lily's head at? Okay, let's postpone this until she gets here.
Yeah, and we also heard
I mean,
Devon didn't have anything to do with that. That was Daniel did all of that.
right. I just didn't like that particular part, but I wish he just, if you know the types of deeds that you've done, to just go ahead and stay out of it. He should have just should have never got from out of that table and said, like, look, keep that between you and Lily. Redirect that towards her and left it be.
Not after I saw you holding hands with your ex. I'm definitely gonna have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Devon was saying that he was trying to keep himself from punching him or in the face or whatever it was. Listen, Abby told him at that table, stay out of it. Before the conversation happened, before he saw the hand movement, she was like, look, Lily grown. Stay out of it. They got to figure that out between the three of them. And he couldn't even focus. She was like, okay, let's talk about me being on the board then.
For no reason.
So did Devon not stay out of it? He didn't go. Daniel was the one that initiated that conversation with him. It's not his fault that Daniel wanted to talk to him.
That man was staring Daniel and Heather down. He wasn't even. He was staring her.
So he can't even stare at him with suspicion?
No, you got a whole girlfriend and a baby. You mind your business. We've been told this about Jack too. You mind your business.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, the dude is cozying up with his ex. Of course he's going to stare.
They shared a meal and she grabbed his hand.
Well, and then the other thing is, Abby did ask Devon, I mean, how deep is it? Are they in love with each other? And he was like, well, I really don't know. Okay, exactly. You don't even know what the situation is between Heather and... all he said is, well, I know he moved in the same building. Okay, but they're not in the same apartment.
So are you guys telling me that if you saw one of your loved ones, a sibling, the loved one or the significant other of your child out in public with their ex, and to you it looks like it's inappropriate, which it did become inappropriate because she tried to hold his hand and he snatched it away, you guys would just turn your head and just forget like you didn't see anything?
Not your business. I can't personally say that. I'll say that it just, I guess it had to be case by case, to be honest. In this particular scenario where it's a dude that my sister is dating, I don't know if they're even in a real, a committed relationship. I'm going to stay out of that. But if I know this man is married to my sister, they have kids, they have a whole relationship, oh yeah, I'm stepping in. I think it's just situational for me.
But that's the thing. Devon didn't step in. He didn't get up and say anything. He was my gosh.
What happened?
No, I'm just because we got to move on to bowls.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all were saying Devon didn't mind his business, and he did. Daniel was the one that started it with him.
I'll give you that. I'm going to give you that. But he was staring that man down. He could have just told that man to just leave him out of it and not have gotten up out of his chair. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha. Ooh, Lord.
This is the most you've ever talked about Devon.
I mean, listen, just to kind of close up that storyline, I can understand both of you all. I can understand Keish wondering, like, wait a minute, that's my sister's guy she's seeing, and he's here at the restaurant. And at the same time, it's nuanced, which is like what Bree said, case by case. So I guess it depends. But in this situation, Devon should have been like, you know what? Y'all need to figure that out. Leave me out of it.
I mean, ultimately, he did.
He walked over there and he walked over there with Daniel to had a whole conversation where even Devon was like, you know, I don't know whether I should do something or punch you in the face. So, I mean,
basically, it didn't matter what Devon did. He was going to get blamed for not minding his business no matter what.
Even especially on the Young and the Restless. Him to come into yeah, with me, Devon is so self-righteous. I'm over him. So at this point, he need to go take several seats. How about that?
We gave Devon an extra 2 minutes.
We gave. I mean, seriously, we just was a year ago in January 2023 with him and Abby all over that penthouse. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And Amanda is somebody's sister, and Chance is somebody's, you know, family member too. And they had no issue doing what they did. It's just that Devon was all in the business. And it's like, dude, you were just doing this yourself.
A year
ago.
Y'all act like that man stood up on a table and cussed Daniel out.
No, we ain't saying that either.
He should have just stayed out. He should have stayed at his table.
Daniel should have stayed at his table instead of going over to the bar and dragging him into it.
He didn't know what to do.
Vicky.
Daniel should not have been out in public with the woman that he just cheated on his girlfriend with, who he said that he was in a relationship with, talking about them cheating together in front of Lily's brother in the same restaurant. There were things that Daniel could have done that would have, where none of this would have happened.
Mm-hmm. And Vicky Langer said, "Can we talk about Penelope soon?"
Penelope. I love Lee.
Penelope. Oh my God. Yeah, Devon, Jay Money said Devon tore that ASS up last year. You know what, Jay Money, you so funny. And Jay Money also giving you kudos, Keisha. He said, I love your defiance. You're right, girl. Keep fighting that fight and speaking those facts.
Thank you, Jay.
And yes, Bree says it's over 100 and some people's up in this chat. Make sure you hit that like button, because we about to go over to Bold. And before we do, because I think that was all of the storylines except the fact that Abby want to join the board, which, for what? And she want to get into the corporate world again. Yeah. Okay, Abby. Where's she gonna go? Chancellor Winters? I guess she gonna be on the board. So.
And then she'll be CEO, Chancellor Winters, and I don't want to see that. I don't care to see that. What happened to her hotel that she was building?
Girl, what happened to the Grand Phoenix?
Yeah,
I thought she ended up giving up that hotel because of Phyllis and her hotel. I don't remember how that story ended.
Me either. I guess they got rid of the Grand Phoenix, because all we see is the GCAC again now. So
yeah,
I like the Grand Phoenix.
I did too.
It was so modern, updated, kind of stylish. And they was like, let's just go back and bring the athletic club back. All right. Yeah. Okay, so make sure you hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I will tell you guys, because I know I wanted to do a February sweeps video, standalone video for Bold and the Young and the Restless, and they have been stingy on dropping different things. I think for, who is it? Young and the Restless. It's only 2 teasers out for February sweeps, and we only got 3 for bold. And it's like, really? Okay. And it's pretty much sound like things that's already going on right now. So, um, and then also we're on Instagram. How I want to know for the people in the chat, if you follow me on Instagram, have you been enjoying the little video edits that I've been posting since last week? Because as we lead into Valentine's Day, I've been pulling up old clips of different couples. Like today I did last night I did Nick and Avery. And I did Carter and Quinn a few days back earlier last week, and I even did, and people was like throwing up on my people was throwing up on my video when I did Hope and Liam.
I saw that.
They did not like Hope and Liam. They said this reaffirms that we are pro Thope. Oh my God. Yeah, Jay Money said they don't even do promos. We're not even getting Sunday promos anymore.
Yeah.
Nope. For like a year now.
It ain't been that long. I think they stopped in like November.
Yeah. It was the last one was, I think, when they were telling Thomas and Steffi about Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I did one on Finn and Steffi, and then I'm gonna
Ridge
drop.
and Taylor.
Oh, I did the Ridge and Taylor.
Yes.
Oh God, Jesus, that was girl. I was so glad I found that clip.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a
really,
good one.
Really good one.
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying in the chat, the way just that small little movement of him pulling her over to him by her pants, by her belt buckle. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hot. Those two, Torsten K and Krista Allen, had excellent chemistry.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. They messed that one up. I'm sorry. I don't care who's listening. Y'all screwed up with that one.
We are free to say how we feel, even in the chat room. And we hope you guys please take notes. I'm not a fan of what's going on for 2024 in B&B.
Yeah, we'll talk about that right about now. So, let us do the... Okay, hold on. Let us do the summary for the bold and the beautiful for the week of the 22nd through the 26th. As Poppy and Bill are about to sleep together, they discover that RJ and Luna are in the house. RJ thinks that he and Luna are cursed, and Hope can't be ruled by painful memories of the past. As Lee tears into Poppy for sleeping with Bill, Bill tells Liam nothing could change how he feel about Poppy. Luna is stunned when RJ suggests Bill Spencer is her father, while Lee tells Poppy that Bill is off limits. And Poppy's eyes fill with tears when Luna asks if Bill is her father. And we also got that Diana girl today as well. So, Lord, where do we start? Let's let's do a Hope and Thomas, because they only got one day this week.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm pissed off at that because there was no decision. The decision was to delay the decision.
It was a non-decision decision, and she reverted back to being Little House on the Prairie and still wearing
Wait. Did you say Little House on the Prairie?
She reverted back to Little House on the Prairie at the same clothes she was wearing with Liam. So this is what happens when you go without Thomas for 48 hours. This is what happens.
Oh, what you got on that, Bree? I was so Keish, I was so disappointed in that episode.
It's the repetitive dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that this is what she was going to say, because clearly last week she told her mom, you need to accept the fact that me and Thomas are going to be together. So we knew Hope wasn't breaking up with him. So I don't know what this decision was supposed to be on Monday that she was supposed to be making.
It was a lie.
Yeah, I guess they thought her telling Hope, or her telling Thomas that she just needs more time was going to be a big deal. But it's like, she's basically been saying she needs time since July. So
Right.
it's nothing new. There was nothing new that happened.
I don't understand how her lower region is able to make clear and concise decisions, but the other top half can never seem to make a clear decision. But you're wearing this man's ring around your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
What are you confused by at this time?
Yeah. And if she says that she still needs time to get past her marriage, I would even accept that, because still, that's understandable. Her and Liam had been married for what, 4 years? 5 years at that point.
I think so. I think it was 5 years. Yeah.
He was like the love of her life, so she thought, I'm sure it's going to take time for you to get over. So if she had even said that, like, that I'd have been okay with that. But her suddenly needing time to think about what she wants to do after, Thomas telling her what he told her, I don't understand. What more do you need to think about? Because you've already said you believe him. You believe that he didn't, do that to Emma. You've told your mom you need to accept our relationship. So what are you thinking about? I'm confused.
So Melissa Spencer says, I think it will be a decision next week because Hope and Thomas are supposed to sleep together next week, which is correct, which is, I think, next Thursday. After Thomas make an emotional promise to Hope and everybody finds out about that proposal. And here's the problem with that. They're not going to have a lot of people on their side either.
Well, yeah.
Which sucks. How come we can't have a Tracy over on the Bold and the Beautiful?
Well, it's Ridge. Ridge is the only one. Well, Ridge and Eric, they both support him.
And I agree with you, Dewan. I would love Taylor to come back.
Mm-hmm.
This is where he really needs his mother. But,
yeah,
can't beat that dead horse. But
yeah, I'm just tired. I am the Thomas half of being a Thope fan. Like, I'm in this because I want to finally see Thomas happy with a love interest and thriving, which we haven't been able to see with that character since he came back in 2019. Like, literally, this entire time has been him trying to convince Hope to give him a chance and to trust him and to love him. And I'm tired of hearing him beg her and profess his love to her and talk about how much he loves her when it's not reciprocated yet. Like, can we not talk about this until she is ready to admit that she loves him,
exactly.
Or that she wants to be in a committed relationship with him and she can see a future with him. Like, I just want to skip to that because it's painful watching Thomas week after week
get shut down.
Pour his heart out, and she just stands there and smiles at him and tells him how much she appreciates, how he loves her. Like, that's all he's getting right now, and it's just hard to watch because we've been watching him do it for 4 years now.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's such a great looking man. You know who I wish was over here? I really wish they kept Sally on, because I actually kind of liked when he was with Sally. Not Matt Atkinson, but the other guy. I actually liked the fact that they both had something in common. She gets the creative energy. She's a gorgeous girl. They could have had really hot scenes together. I'm actually kind of curious to see what Sally and the Matt Atkinson Thomas would be like in those scenes.
I think they would have been great together
Oh,
too.
that would have been fire.
Another missed opportunity. Producers Bradley Bell, please listen to us.
Girl, yeah, right. From what I understand, he's a troll. He like to
Yeah,
troll his fans, troll the viewers. So just to antagonize us.
yeah, yeah. That's the name of the game.
Jay Money said, "I'm sorry, but Thomas is a grown man. What that boy need his mommy for? He either will have a girl or he won't. Brother, move on if she don't want to be with you. This needing mommy thing is weird."
It's not it's different because everyone keeps saying Thomas is dangerous. Thomas has done this. His mom is able to say like, "Hey, I've witnessed my son go to therapy. I witnessed my son change." She would have definitely been able to step in when it came to Finn. She would have stepped in when it came to Brooke always putting her 2 cents in about how bad Thomas is. He needs that other counterpart. And Ridge is only there every now and again. He just needs support. And I feel Taylor is the best support for that. And on top of it, she's a whole therapist. She can clarify and say, "Hey, my son has changed. Are you about to say my credentials don't mean nothing? That I'm not taking care of my child."
So Jenna says that Hope comes off very narcissistic with her traits. What do you think?
I can't really say narcissistic. I would say she is, I don't want to say finding herself. She's feeling her oats. She's happy that she has a man who's giving her the time and attention, and it's solely focused on her. And I think she's just kind of just drunk in that sort of that compliments and that attention and everything that she didn't get from Liam. I think that's more so what her focus on is, kind of enjoying that aspect of it versus trying to really define a relationship at this time.
What you think, Bree? I mean, Keish.
I agree. I don't think she's a narcissist. I think this is something somewhat new for her. Like Bree said, she didn't get any of this from Liam. So I think I think she enjoys hearing Thomas gush over her, like clearly, because there's been scenes where she has asked him, "Tell me that again, like say that again. Tell me you're a one-woman man." You know what I mean?
But you know what? That's what kind of line up what Kimberly Smith is saying. Hope is being self-centered, wanting Thomas to prove himself over and over again to her that she is the only one for him. She needs to get over it.
Well, I don't think that she's making him prove that. He's volunteering, saying like, "Hey, I'm a changed man. I love you," and professing his love every chance that he gets. I feel like she is not saying no to the attention. She's enjoying the attention, and I feel like what a lot of women would. He's a gorgeous man who has always been in love with her. She's never had that from her own husband for years. So I think she's just really just trying to find her groove. And on top of that, she's been so focused on being the opposite of being Brooke Logan's daughter, too.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of touched on that a little bit when before she even started getting with Thomas, before they had that thing in July.
Well, Jenna disagreed with all of us. She said,
we love it, Jenna.
She said that Hope is playing the adored goddess.
And that could also be true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also agree with Bree. Right? I think I agree a little bit with what I think it was Kimberly that said she's being selfish. I think, yes, she is being a tad bit selfish, because if you know someone is in love with you the way Thomas is in love with her, to me, it's probably not the best idea to engage in just a no strings relationship, which is what it started out as, because this man is head over heels for you. And if you're not ready to reciprocate that or even try to move in that direction with him, then the being intimate with him, to me, isn't a good idea. However, they went down that road anyway. And I think that she truly does care about Thomas. I mean, clearly, because otherwise she would have been out sleeping with other men, which she wasn't doing. And I think she cares about him, and I think, like Bree said, she enjoys getting the attention from him that she didn't get from her husband. And I mean, any woman would enjoy that. So
From him, yes.
yeah.
I mean, okay, so if you're not 100% sure about the guy that you with, even though he's telling you all of this, that's not a turn off to you guys?
For me personally, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like I wouldn't be
couldn't
able
do it.
I wouldn't be able to listen to somebody tell me over and over again how in love they are with me, knowing that I didn't feel the same way, and not being sure if I could ever get there with that person. But that's kind of why I feel like Hope is just not being honest with herself, because I think a normal person wouldn't be able to carry on with someone with deep feelings like that and be comfortable with it. I think she has a little bit of a wall up between her and Thomas that is keeping her from admitting to herself how she really feels. And she does, and of course she's not going to let Thomas go. She wants him around. I just think she just can't fully admit to herself that she only wants to be with him, and she's falling in love with him.
What you think, Bree?
I feel that I think the missing voice in all of this that I think that could help, that would lean her decision more to Thomas, would be not Douglas, but Beth. I think that we've never really seen Thomas's, I guess, dynamic is with Beth, especially since Douglas is her brother. We've never really seen it. Has she even heard what happened? Does she I feel like Hope is more concerned about how her daughter might react to it maybe later down the line. If that came out, her mom got with the guy who was not going to say responsible, he was part of keeping her away from her mother. So I think maybe that's the only voice that we haven't heard yet, because she doesn't care what her mom says. She's to the point where she really doesn't care what anybody says. But I feel that that's the only stopping point for me, for her.
That whole family is a hypocrite, because at some point Brooke tried to keep, who was that, Thomas's paternity?
Yeah, she tried to hide his paternity.
But then everybody want to be mad at Thomas. Oh my God, you kept Beth a secret from us from so long. You maybe need to look at your mama.
Brooke's history is...
What'd you say?
Brooke's history is insane. She was never even Ridge's choice. She was the second choice. I stand by that.
She sure was not.
Yeah, everybody's so tripped out about him keeping, Beth away from the family. I wish Liam is good at saying that whole thing. He keep reiterating it. How about your ex-mama-in-law? He tried to do the same thing with the man that you're talking about.
So as far as Beth is concerned, we've heard, we haven't seen it on screen. I don't think we've ever seen Thomas and Beth in a scene together, but we've heard them talk about him hanging out with Beth and Douglas. And I remember Hope saying in one scene something about Beth, how Beth enjoyed Thomas wearing a princess crown or something like that at the play date. I can't remember what it was, and she said that Beth has fun with him, and we know. Really? This was back in I don't know if it was maybe 2021, because I think had longer hair or something like. They were in the cabin.
Because that makes me wonder if they're treating Thomas like this big danger. Do they keep him away from Beth? That's why I was curious about if they had a relationship.
They didn't. There was a scene where I remember him. He volunteered to babysit both the kids, so her and Liam could have a date night.
Right.
She left Beth in the cabin with Thomas because she had to. I can't remember what she was doing or what happened, but she had to leave to go. She had to rush off to take care of something. I can't remember what it was. And stayed behind, and so he could watch the kids. So it's not like they have kept Beth away from him. Like, we've heard it but we know also that Bold is very good at rewriting history. Yep. And they think that we forget all this stuff. Just like they think we forget that that Liam asked Thomas to look after Hope and Beth while he was in jail. And now suddenly he doesn't trust Thomas around Beth. Or, whatever his concerns are. So I feel like if her issue was being concerned with what Beth thinks, I feel like we would hear her talk about that more. And I don't think we've heard her actually say, I'm worried about what my daughter might think, if we end up together. Or later on down the line. Because we know in 10 years when they age them up, that it's definitely going to come back up again.
Yep.
Because it's going to be, it'll be Beth dealing with it this time. Like, her finding this information out, and then maybe her and Thomas have, it hurts their relationship or something like that.
Oh, I just hate that he was the one left with this storyline when there were so many other heavy players that's part of this thing.
Yeah.
But all we hear about is Thomas's involvement, but there were other people that was deeply or more deeply involved than he was. So
for sure. Yeah.
It sucks. And honestly, like you say, in 10 years when the girl ages up, of course they're going to bring that storyline back where Beth is going to be like, oh my God. And it's like, here we go again.
Yeah.
And stir the whole pot all over again.
And that's why they should have just skipped it right now. Like, we didn't need to bring this back up. There's plenty of other stuff. If they wanted to give Thope some type of angst or, some other roadblock, there was other stuff that they could have come up with. They could have saved all of this for when Beth gets aged up and then bring it back up.
Right. Yep, I agree. I totally agree. The rest of, we did have the scene with Ridge and Eric, because Eric wanted a martini.
I forgot that happened.
Nothing to see. Let's move along. Because that man sat on that couch and credited Donna and Katie with keeping him strong and fighting for him, or whatever it was he said.
Sure did. Right. Sure did. Yeah. That scene, I was like, is this a filler scene or what? I don't know. So, moving on. The rest of the week had to do with Bill, Poppy, Luna, and RJ.
You couldn't even get his whole name out. You couldn't get these
in his
without sounding distressed.
Oh man, I gotta say, obviously the other actors must have took a vacation this week and had a lot of time off, because we saw the whole, except for Bill, because he was in part of this too, but the rest of them was like, yeah, I'm at home today. I'm going to let them do the rest.
I agree. They, who else was there? Oh, and Lee. Lee was also, she said her facial expressions steal every episode. I swear they do. Penelope.
I can understand the paternity storyline. Okay, this happens across soaps. But here's the thing. When I look at the viewers on my channel, and when you look at the viewers that watch this show, they're of an older generation. They're usually 40 and up. Okay, when you got these two, RJ and Luna, it's just seeing a romantic thing going on. It's just it seemed like it should be in college or something. I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
not.
I mean, they're clearly attempting to bring in a younger audience because before RJ and Luna, they didn't really have any. There
But
was no
but Keish,
20s.
the only way you're gonna do that is put that in the prime time because the 20-year-olds and all those kids, right? They're either in college or on TikTok. They're not sitting up waiting like us at 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, depending on what city you're in, to be looking forward to watching The Bold and the Beautiful. I mean,
Yeah,
come
but they
on.
watch it on Paramount Plus like I do.
Well, I mean, they can, but if you look at the demographics of statistics, that it's a very small percentage that falls in that 25 to 35 age group.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bringing these two on, I mean, to have these little romantic things and give RJ a beach house, which technically Liam doesn't have a place to stay.
And that's
He's bumming with daddy. How come you didn't get that boy a house?
we should have never expected Liam to ever have a house. He has always couch surfed or lived underneath somebody. This is Liam. He was never going to leave out of his daddy's mansion. He's waiting for Steffi to kick Finn out so he can move in back to his other
I
home.
mean, okay, ladies, let me ask you. If you got a grown son living at your house and you got a whole beach house that needs to be lived in, Wyatt is no longer there. You know, I mean, he works for Spencer, so if he want to charge him rent, he could pay it. Why wouldn't you just give it to your son and say, "Get out of my house"?
Because it makes too much sense.
Ah,
Oh
oh
my
my
goodness.
gosh.
He would have to get up out of my house, like, whether it's my son or my daughter. If you're grown, if we're rich like these people, you got good credit. Go get yourself a new place for yourselves. I am going to be doing things in here.
I imagine that Bill's mansion is big enough so where they don't even have to cross paths though.
Well,
Right.
I mean, the thing is that Liam is technically what, in his 30s, I'm
Late
assuming.
30s. Late
Yeah,
30s.
something like that. And it's like, you need to get your own place. I mean, even Thomas, it took him, I don't know how long to get that house.
That's
But
what pisses me off the
RJ,
most.
RJ is like, I've been in town for 8 months now. I got a house. I got a beach house.
He's
Exactly.
renting. He's renting. I had to make sure, did he
Well, I
buy
mean,
this
yeah,
home?
he's renting, but that's his place. He paying wherever to stay there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. They gave Thomas that little dingy apartment.
Exactly.
They gave him a
That he had to
chicken
share
wing.
with Paris.
No,
Well,
he
he was
shared Benny
sharing
and
it
then
with Vinny at
Paris.
first, right?
I didn't
Yep.
hear you. What'd you say,
He's sharing it
Keish?
with. Sorry,
No, I said, what'd you say, Keish?
I was saying he was sharing it with Vinny at first,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
Paris after she moved out with that weird crush thing with Finn.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, that was when she moved in with Thomas.
Yeah, I'm like, really? And then my thing is, you got to go through Bill. You mean to tell me that Eric or Ridge Forrester can't help you? I guess if they couldn't help Thomas find a house, they can't help
Right.
RJ either.
Right.
Ridge himself, at the age that he's at, was still couch surfing. He was
That's
living underneath
right.
his. He was living underneath his daddy's house until Rick let him back in.
He sure was.
Oh my gosh. He sure was when he moved out of Brooks. He
See,
ended up
that's what.
he ended up staying at Eric's house.
That's Eric's GCAC for real.
I
He done
knew
had
you
all
was
his
gonna say
family.
that. I knew you was gonna say that.
He didn't house Ridge, all of his kids, his grandkids, everybody. But Ridge has flip-flop back to his daddy's house. Even when he was like having issues dealing with Thomas, I'm gonna move back with my dad's house. Why are you rich and you don't have your own place to go home to? So no woman can kick you out or nobody can kick you out.
Because here's the thing with RJ having the beach house. If this thing goes well with Bill and Poppy, Poppy gonna be going back to his place, and what Liam just like he always walking into people's situation. Oh, I didn't see anything. Oh, you know how Liam walks into the office. He always bumping into people's situations when they getting their romance on. It's like, man, please go find your own place. But anyway, back to this whole thing. That Diana chick was on there too today. It made her seem random. Now she could be back, because the rumor mill and the spoiler mill is saying that Diana is a part of what's going on in February sweeps, but they just eased her into like a realtor, and the next thing she was gone.
Yeah, I think people jumped the gun on speculation.
You think so?
That's my feeling. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, of course.
I feel like the writers and the producers love to plant seeds for the audience just to see what would draw up more attention, because I feel like they've done this so many times, like with Steffi's like love interest before Finn came along. Like, oh, we have this new guy. They always like try to sprinkle seeds when it comes to certain characters. So I think this is just, see what I guess like the viewership thinks of her. She's a beautiful woman. I'm really hoping she's not related to anybody. Please utilize her.
Well, if she's related to Sheila Carter, like they're projecting, the only person that she would not be related to on that show is the Spencers, which that could be a love interest with Liam.
And that's it.
Yep.
But it looks like she was to the Logans.
Huh?
No more Logans. No,
that's what he wouldn't be related to them.
Yeah, but there's no men Logan over there. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If she needed to, be somebody's love interest, the only men that's available that she would not be related to is Liam Spencer.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see how that go. Then let's go to this argument with Lee and Poppy. Now, some people were saying that Poppy was taunting Lee, and Lee, of course, was giving it right back. So, what do y'all think?
I don't know if I would necessarily say Poppy was taunting her. I mean, every scene that they're in, Lee is in her face calling her name. So I just feel like Poppy was finally giving it back to her.
She's starting to kind of stand up more for herself, and I appreciate that. But once again, what is Lee mad at? What is she mad at?
I don't know if we'll ever know.
And my thing is, and that's what's so annoying, just with this dynamic. Give Lee something to be mad about, because you guys are making her look crazy. This is one of my favorite characters on BAB right now. I love the way she is. She's not scared of nothing, nobody. This is the same woman who likes to go toe-to-toe with Sheeta any chance she gets. But just the relationship that she has with her sister, either give us a reason for us to be on Lee's side, because right now y'all are making Lee look crazy. What is she mad at? Did Penelope sleep with her man or something?
Right.
Yeah, that would have made more sense than, her looking at her as a gold digger, and she entertains, rich men and, all this kind of stuff. No wonder you don't know who Luna's father is. Are you mad at her life choices, or is it something else?
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be something else, because even with the way that she treats Luna, who can't imagine has done anything to Lee is horrible. Like, why are you being nasty to your 20-year-old niece?
Right. Like, you're just mad because she's existing. And I'm like, that's why I know we've all kind of talked about it. I bring Jack back. Where is Finn's dad? Like, I can see Lee being upset if Poppy was either rumored to have slept with her husband, or I guess around the same time she probably slept with Bill. Something to that effect. Give us some more death, because it's making Lee look crazy. Now, granted, lovely. I need a t-shirt with all her facial expressions. But please do not, as a viewer, just don't make us feel like we just need to turn on Lee without there being a reason. Give us a reason. We want to be invested in the story, but right now she's just mad over her grown sister.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's just mad just to be mad. You know, and being, you know, a lot of people calling her judgmental. You're judging how she live her life, per se.
Right.
You know, which, I mean, they tried to give us the whole story about her sleeping with the dude at her hospital, a married man or whatever.
Which nobody knows. Like, we don't know this guy.
Right.
We don't know anything about that, so nobody can connect to that story.
And then she was mad because she couldn't give birth to a child of her own. And then she was mad because when they were children, she had a lot of friends. But none of those storylines connect to this level of anger that she has.
Right.
To where she's determined to get them out of Los Angeles. And I'm like, my goodness. I don't know. I'm hoping that they do something. I hope that they write it to where there's either some more depth, or particularly with Lee, because either they say, you know, what the real issue is, or move her on to someplace else. Put her over with Eric. Put her over fighting with Brooke or something, since she also likes to say she won't allow something. That's not allow a competition right there. But give us something more than this interaction you have with her and Penelope. Why?
Yeah.
My question is, what was Lee doing up there at Forrester in the first place? Who was she there for?
Right.
Who was she going to see?
Right. I mean, and then RJ was like, hey, if you looking for Steffi or whatever, she's like, this is now more important. I'm like, dang. RJ was like, well, let me shut up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, getting well, don't mess with no Lee. Don't mess with Lee.
Right. I'm not understanding why the writers have not fully developed a for real reason for Lee to be as angry as she is with Poppy. It's not that hard to do, guys. And the reasons that they've given so far have been, it just doesn't make any sense. It's nothing that we can connect to, because we didn't see like a storyline of Lee like struggling over having kids because she's new to the show.
Right.
So that kind of history is not going to get us to side with Lee in her anger against Poppy, which, I mean, we wouldn't anyway, because that's a horrible reason to hate your sibling because they can have kids and you can't. But I mean, it just needs to be something that makes sense. And right now, nothing that they have given us has made any sense as to why she just hates her sister and her niece.
Yeah,
especially because she hates her niece. It would be different if she was cordial with her niece and, you know, her and her sister didn't get along, but she hates them both.
I don't even understand why they was up in that design room arguing. Y'all, neither one of y'all work at Forrester.
Right.
I mean, where's Charlie? Like, excuse me, y'all need to take this somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, they were up in there going back and forth, and I think, the design room is right across from the CEO office. I'm like, all this is going on up in the building? Where's security?
Right.
So, Um, there's the other part of the beginning of the week where you had Bill and Poppy trying to get their freak on before RJ and Luna got there. That whole thing just did not make sense to me. What was the purpose of that?
And why did Bill take her to the beach house and not to his house?
Yeah. Exactly.
I think he tried to say because of the view, because it was on the beach, but
he had a whole mansion. She would have been perfectly fine with that view.
If you can take Sheila Carter in that mansion, you could take Poppy in there.
Yeah. Clearly that was just a way for the two couples to overlap and to run into each other. But it was a poorly constructed way for that to happen.
Yeah, but what was the end game for? Just for him to find out that RJ is renting the place? I mean...
Yeah, I don't know. What would have made more sense is if they would have actually caught them in the act of having sex.
Right. That would have been more entertaining. I thought that was what they were leading to, but I guess not.
Yeah, and so them not having gone down that road with it, it was just, to me, made that whole scenario pointless.
Yeah. It just made no sense to me. I mean, they came in the house. They was going to get it on. RJ and Luna came in there. She like, oh my God, I hear something. Somebody's in the house. And then they heard them. They sneak out of the side door, get caught, only to come in. And then Luna and RJ was persuaded by Bill to leave. And they laid on the couch under the covers. Y'all, I mean, I would think in a situation like that, the kids are gone, we got them out the house, let's pick up where we start, let's go.
Right. I mean, that man was fine. Did you see Dollar Bill? That is a gorgeous looking man. As soon as they left. We gonna get a full tour of this beach house.
Girl, you are so crazy.
Don DeMont is a gorgeous man. I've always thought that. But just the fact, I don't know why she was acting so, free and moving her hip bone at the restaurant and acting shy as soon as the kids leave. Like, what were you doing, girl?
Girl, I don't know. I just think they were trying to fish for some scenes to put it together to lead to this whole paternity thing at the end of the week. And like you say, it was poorly orchestrated. Mm-hmm. We didn't even need all that.
Nope.
Especially when we got some kissing and some shirts off, but that's about it, That was it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I had to kind of look back at something. Did RJ ask this girl to move in with him?
I don't remember him saying that.
I don't remember him saying that. Nope.
I just thought he said
this was our place.
Yeah, but I thought he meant it in the sense of she's welcome there whenever she wants, but not necessarily
moving
in with him.
I hope so, because if he moves this girl in, does this mean this girl had a complete story arc within the past couple of months? She went from an intern to getting a whole beach house. I'm hoping this is not the case. I'm hoping this is not the case.
Yeah, they really made them a front burner storyline. I mean, if they're going into this whole paternity, because there's people in the comment section that are saying that they don't actually believe Bill is the father. I don't look. It's roads for me lead to Bill. I don't know about anybody else.
I'm hoping it's not Bill. To be honest, I'm hoping it's Jack. I'm hoping they tie the stories in a different way.
I think it is Bill. You got rid of Wyatt. Y'all kicked Wyatt to the curb to bring this girl in and threw her right into the credits. Right when she got... There's a big reason that girl is here. And Jack is nowhere to be found. The only person... And then they're trying to tie in the timeline to 20 years ago. They hung out. They slept together. Had a magical, intense night. And boom, there's Luna. And then they got RJ trying to have her ask the question, which we got to talk about that part too. But it's like... they created a whole place for the Luna storyline and kick Wyatt to the curb. I mean, if that was the case and this kid is Jack's kid, they could have kept Wyatt.
I mean, they could still bring Wyatt, but Wyatt's not going to go anywhere. I feel that it makes more sense storyline wise to make Jack be the father. I was, you know what I was hoping for? Especially since Sheila used to work in the hospital, same as Lee. I wonder if she would have recognized Penelope. You know what I mean? And could have said, like, oh, yeah, well, I wasn't the only one who was involved with Jack. I was hoping for something more than this. But I guess I guess she's Bill's child. Another random child he fertilized that he just, I guess. Never mind.
I would have liked for it to have been Jack's as well, because it would have been cool to see Finn with a sibling, because he said something. I don't know if that was him or I think it was in Steffi and Thomas's convo about how he doesn't know what sibling dynamic is like.
Exactly. So that made more sense.
Yeah, for him to have a sibling. And I don't really feel like, to me, I don't feel like Wyatt was removed because of Luna. Like, Wyatt ain't really had nothing going on with him since him and Sally broke up.
Right. I think the actor is on I think he's on a CBS show, right?
I don't
Like
know.
something on prime time.
Yeah, I thought it was on one of the streaming networks or something. But I know he's doing other projects now.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, would they give Jack? He already cheated on Lee with Sheila Carter. They're gonna throw Poppy in there too, I guess. I mean, if that's, I mean, they could, but I don't know if they're gonna put that much on Jack. I honestly believe that they're trying to push this on Bill. I could be wrong, though. You know, who knows? Go ahead, Bree.
I was gonna say, like, they also we could have seen more of a dynamic between Sheila and Jack too, and that kind of make Deacon jealous. I mean, I don't know. There could have been just other things they could have done with the Luna storyline. Not to say we're not hating on anybody. We just want it to make sense.
Yeah.
We cannot stress that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Alright, then this other part where after RJ has prompted Luna to question who her dad is, being possibly Bill Spencer, she asked her mom, and I'm telling you, she, you know, as lighthearted as she was, she got real defensive. What do you mean? What are you saying? I'm like, well, what do you think she's saying?
And I feel like she could have easily said just yes or
no.
Right. Unless you don't know and he's just a possibility, then yeah, you can kind of I can see you being defensive if you're not sure who the father is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe the writers can hear us and we can sneak Jack in for Feb sweeps. I don't know. Make this make sense. But I think that the thing for me was Lee's facial expressions this whole week. That saved the show for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand, how is it that RJ is the only one that put two and two together with how long ago it was when Bill and Poppy, I guess, first saw or met each other, and how old Luna is, and the fact that Luna doesn't know who her dad is.
Yeah,
like,
that's
really,
a good
RJ
question.
is the only person that, like, that didn't cross Bill's mind at all?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why didn't any other persons think about that except RJ? I agree with you on that, Keish.
Well, Bill didn't give a whole lot of thought when it came to Liam and Wyatt. They just popped up. He hooked up with their moms, and then he kept it moving because he was a billionaire's child. So I think he thought this was just another encounter, and Luna's mom should have said something.
Oh yeah. Now see, that's the other dynamic in this, because if Bill is the father and she knew all this time and she never told her daughter or never tell Bill, that's going that could be some sort of a fallout.
Yeah.
I can see that, especially given how close Luna and her and Penelope are. And that can kind of tear that dynamic up a little bit. I don't know.
I don't think Bill would be upset with her. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably, ask questions, ask her why she didn't say anything. But I think at the end of the day, since he seems to be so impressed by Luna, and, like mesmerized by Poppy, that he's going to be excited about it.
But it's another child that he missed out raising, and that would kind of make him. That would make me angry personally. And she knew.
I think typically yes, but I think he seems so like head over heels for her. I don't think it's going to have that effect on him. For some reason, I feel like he's going to be happy about it.
He's just happy to have a warm body. We have not seen any love scene he hasn't gotten any since Sheila. So it's been a minute for him, and Katie's not taking it back. Brooke is not taking it back. He's just happy just to have someone to cuff with during cuffing season.
Girl, you so silly. You said cuffing season. Yeah, it's just that she got kind of sniffy. She was like, I want to know about my dad. What about him? I'm like, dang. Your kid wants to know about her other 23 chromosomes and where she got them from. I mean, seriously.
Get defensive real quick.
So I'm wondering, see, that energy that we saw her change into, that's what she should have gave Lee.
Yeah. And that's what I'm waiting to see. Like, I want to see her just all out cuss Lee out. Like, just cuss her out one good time. Instead of, I feel like she just kind of shies away from it and just lets Lee talk her mess and, doesn't really say anything or stick up for herself. I think she did a little bit today. Was that today's episode?
Yesterday.
Or yesterday. Whatever, this week. I feel like she did it a little bit, but I want her to get back in Lee's face. Like, go back at her instead of just letting her talk to you like a piece of trash.
Lee might snap. Could you imagine you going to confront your angry sister who's also a doctor? You don't know how she's going to stitch you back up. She might play a whole operations game on you.
Next thing you see is a scalpel in her hand.
Exactly. She had no problem putting Sheila in a bolognese and then walked off. What do you think she's going to do to you?
Uh-oh, we lost Keish.
Uh-oh. No Keish.
Yeah, she'll probably pop back in. I don't know what happened. But, yeah, I just didn't like her attitude. And, as lighthearted as she is, when your child is trying to find out, listen, you keep dodging the question. Every time I ask a question, you play it down or you deflect or whatever. And then her attitude, how she was acting, well, what about him? What are you saying? Why are you asking? She wants to know. She deserves to know.
Exactly. And if you're sure, it should really be nothing to say who her dad is. And that's why I'm hoping there's another gentleman that could be a part of this, because the way she's moving, she's not sure who her father is. I think Bill is a possibility, but I think she knows how that's going to make her look, especially since she's being called a 304 by her own sister.
I agree. There she is.
Hey, Keith.
Hey.
What happened, girl?
Sorry. I have no idea. Like, I was just sitting here, wasn't fidgeting with anything. And on my end, you guys started sounding like robots, and then the sound cut out.
Probably lost signal or something.
It's the digital bug.
Yeah, so, it's going to be interesting to see what the outcome or the answer to this question. But next week is mainly about Thomas and Hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Frustrated with because the little spoilers I saw. Like I'm excited about the love making day.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm annoyed with the Steffi and Finn siding with Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, like they're not even their concerns are not the same. Steffi is concerned about her brother, and Brooke is concerned about her daughter. Like two separate things. Like she doesn't trust Hope, and Brooke doesn't trust Thomas. So the two of them, and I don't know like how their scenes are going to go, but I'm not saying anything to you, the woman who hates my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like that, and I don't like that they're once again this is another way to put Steffi and Thomas at odds. Like I'm tired of them finding reasons to
not have someone on Thomas's side.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, the scene with Tom, that's on Thursday, February 1st. So Thursday, guys, we get dope. If y'all still into it, because there's some folks that gave up on dope. And of course, the Lope fans are coming in hot. They coming in hot.
Oh my
The Lope
goodness.
fans are angry.
Yes, they are. They coming in hot over on Twitter. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so most of the week is them finding out about that proposal, and everybody is in an uproar about it. But we do get a romantic evening with RJ and Luna on Friday. Oh, I do not see that.
Yeah.
Listen, maybe I can edit it, but it's just not.
Now, the gentleman who plays RJ, he's a very handsome guy, and he has a great body. Now, they might surprise us. I'm be optimistic. Your editing is going to save it. We know this, but we just you get oh goodness. We're just gonna hope.
Girl, I would listen, Bree. It would be I would be more interested if it was Zende and Luna.
Ooh wee.
I hear breathing. What's up with that, Keisha?
that wasn't me.
Oh, that was you, Bree.
I believe so, probably. But I was gonna say, I mean, Zende. We've never seen a hot scene with Zende yet, have we? That would be interesting to see. I would love to see Luna and Zende. That would be kind of hot. I don't know.
Jenna said even though RJ might be attractive, he ain't sexy though. Dang.
Ooh.
Jenna don't cut corners, do she?
No. It's hard to top Chance. It's hard. That's a gorgeous man. I understand that. But, I mean, RJ's still a handsome guy, great body. I mean, he's just in everybody's business, so that turns people off. But, he's not that bad.
I guess. I don't know.
Your editing is going to save it. We know this.
I guess I don't see, oh God, how do I put this? I don't see this, okay, because we've had RJs in the past. We had the RJ that dated Coco, which was Sally's little sister.
Right.
And then, of course, we had little kid RJ because, he was, I guess, I don't know if I see this guy being in a soap. I see him being more in something that we would see on was Freeform or
oh yeah,
or
like Vampire Diaries or
yeah,
like it was a show Pretty Little Liars, like something I guess like that.
Right.
I don't even think he would work on those shows. Like he needs to be I feel like he is like a legit child actor, like some cheesy, happy-go-lucky Disney Channel, Nickelodeon
Oh my
kind
gosh.
of
She said
Not with his
cheesy.
body.
She said cheesy.
TV show.
I mean, I've had people in comment sections saying he like a 15-year-old.
Maybe with some facial. I don't know. I'm trying to be
And I
optimistic.
know they've been trying with them because, and like I said, I try to tread lightly.
Right.
And they've been trying different styles with him. They didn't cut his hair and did all types of things with him, and he only been here not even a year yet.
And you know what? I think I don't mind his style now. I don't know. It's maybe they just need to kind of put him outside of a love thing with Luna. Let him focus on design or something. I don't know. I just don't really see the romantic
Do
thing
you
with
think
them.
it's like maturity? The look of maturity is not there?
I think they both just look.
Because she could be with Zende and it would be a whole different energy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the chemistry is off, or maybe it's just too rushed. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's.
I don't even think it's the rush thing. I just don't think that
Oh,
the two of them
J Money
have chemistry.
Y'all read J Money comment.
No. What does it say?
You have to read.
Oh, dang it. Hold on. I'm not on the page yet.
Yeah, we can't say this.
Oh, yeah, we can't. No, we can't say that.
Screenshot it.
I got you. But we're not trashing him. Let me say that. We're not trashing RJ. I think he's a very handsome guy. But I don't know, it's just the storyline is a little forced, but I know that they're trying to establish story and establish, background for the other characters too. So I do get that.
I mean, because Mary likes the couple. Mary Hilburn said RJ is a young guy with a great personality. Luna and him make a cute couple. Zende need to find an older, more sophisticated girl. So I'm not gonna go any further on that, because like I said, with that we have to tread lightly. But
I sent it to the group chat.
Yeah, I just saw the notification. Did you see it, Keish?
I'm looking now.
Luna and RJ are kids. That's why they are not sexy together. That's what Jenna said. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just chemistry. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I think, to me, if he was on The Young and the Restless, he would be a good guy, a boyfriend for Faith.
Faith.
That
young?
Faith is in college.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think RJ's supposed to be in his early 20s.
Right. I mean, I could see them two having a little something, maybe. Because, Faith is this college girl, she's probably, a freshman, sophomore, something like that. Which would put her at about 19, actually. Because you're 8, when you're a freshman, you're 18 turning 19. So 19 turning 20 is a sophomore.
That could work. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. It's just not for me. It's just not there with him and Luna. They just don't match.
Yeah, the chemistry or the on-screen chemistry. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the on-screen chemistry is just not there, But anyway, so hopefully we find out what Poppy's answer is, and whether or not, is Bill the actual father, or one of you guys said maybe she don't know and he's a possibility. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think we'll get a little bit of them, but next week is going to be that firestorm over that the fact that Thomas proposed. So, I gotta prepare for that one because it's
I'm gonna be optimistic for you. You gonna work your magic, girl.
Well, I'm looking forward to the dope Thursday.
Yeah.
They better,
That's the only thing I'm looking forward to next week.
That's the only, but they should have put that at the beginning of the week. We got to go through 3 whole days of whatever. Because there was a spoiler that was supposed to happen today with Bill and Poppy actually having a hot night together. That didn't happen.
The same way they said that Hope was going to make a decision, that didn't happen.
Right. And actually, there was a rumor on The Young and the Restless, well, not a rumor, but a spoiler that Audra was going to get fired today. That's actually on Monday. So I'm wondering, did we miss a day somewhere? Did something was preempted and we got pushed back a day? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we'll get Bill and Poppy on Monday doing the deed.
Wait, you said Audra's supposed to get fired?
Oh yeah, she getting fired on Monday. Spoiler alert.
Oh snap! I wonder what she did.
Nikki is spazzing out.
On a power trip. She mad, just always mad, like her son.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that frees her up. Maybe she's going to really go full force after Glissade. Could you imagine if she was successful and she runs that company herself?
She could.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Right. Because she cut off a lot of her money supply. So who's she gonna go to try to buy and get Glissade?
Well, here's what remember, and that's what we forgot that part. That conversation she had with Nate. He was like, "How are you gonna fight the board of directors from the outside? The only way you're gonna be able to do that is from the inside." So I think she's gonna go back to Tucker and say, "You know what? I'm going to take you up on that deal and work with you at Glissade," and she's going to try to take over from within. That's my opinion. Because how else is she going to do it? There's no reason for her for Nate to even put that on the table. And then she was like, "Ooh, that's the best idea ever."
What if she tries to team up with Ashley?
Interesting. I don't know if Ashley would. You think Ashley would team up with Audra?
Who knows? She's so hell-bent on making Tucker pay for whatever.
I mean, I guess that's possible. But she already sold her half to
Tucker.
To Tucker, so I mean, she would have to buy back in.
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know.
Use her for intel or something.
And the other thing is, Nate actually gonna go ahead with the thing too. He gonna jump because part of what Audra said was right. They don't trust him 100% yet over at Chancellor Winters. He ain't gonna have no equal say like everybody else.
And he shouldn't have any equal say. Like, why would he go in there thinking that he should have equal say?
And I mean, he's like, I'm always going to have an equal say just like everybody else. And I'm like, I got to agree with Audra on this one. No, you're not.
Yeah, that was his problem when he first went into the Chancellor Winters business, is he felt like he should have an equal say. And it's like, no, you're not an owner. You're not a CEO.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have equal say. You work for the CEO.
Exactly. That'll be like going to one of my executive directors at the hospital and be like, "You know what? I have an equal say here, just like everybody else." They're going to be like, right.
Like, please be serious, sir.
So, I mean, and she had to give him a reality check. Like, yeah, you back with your family, but number one, they don't trust you 100%. They don't. Especially Devon. And number two, you ain't on equal footing with Billy and Jill and Lily and Devon. You're just not. You got 4 people ahead of you, including Chance.
Right.
A cop. Oh my goodness, this is sounding so sad. Make it stop.
Shoot. So I mean, he got something to think about. I mean, if he want to just keep things status quo with his family, then don't worry about Audra. Let her do Audra. But if you want to do business, which I would hate that because his family would probably cut him off again, he might want to consider because they're gonna end up in bed together. It's inevitable.
I rebuke it. But okay.
You so funny, girl. They gonna end. They were almost, girl. Please, she was on top of that man. Them lips was about to lock, and he wasn't gonna stop it.
I mean, they were in a hotel room. He knows she know to assume a position, but that's neither here nor there.
I gotta say, I like that dress she had on though. That was cute.
Her styling, the styling on the show has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that.
Yeah, that dress was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would go to work with my back open, but you know, it's a cute dress for a dinner date. So, alrighty. And y'all got anything else on Bold?
Nah.
No? Okay. Alright, so let's do our final two segments. I flipped the script and who's taking several seats. So, for the Young and the Restless, who's gonna flip the script first? Okay. Well, I'll do it. I would if I was Adam, I would have told him to zip it. That's what I would have told him. Shut up talking to me. Who you think you're talking to? I mean, geez. I know I did some things, but y'all we're gonna love them more than we love you. Wow. Yeah, that was rough. Alright, what y'all got?
I was gonna say when Tucker came into Audra's room and asked Nate to leave, I honestly thought they were going to basically start up the same plan to take over Jabot, but just swap Kyle out for Nate or something as far as people they were trying to recruit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Keish?
I would have had Jack press I'm trying to say Nikki and Victor at the same time. Press Nikki a little harder about being honest with Victor about him being her sponsor instead of trying to keep it a secret.
I agree with that. This thing, that's going to blow up in their face. Oh my God. And wait till you see Monday. I'm telling you. Ooh, Lord. Okay. What y'all got for Bold?
Flip the script for Bold. I'm going to say we got... Oh, goodness. I really had that for a second. I lost it. I'm sorry. I was going to say we had fewer episodes with Luna, Poppy, and RJ, and better writing this week. It really wasn't killing it.
Oh, you going to flip the whole show, huh?
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. My flip would have been when she said, I got a decision to make, and that decision is I need time to make the decision. I'd be like, Thomas should have been like, you need to tell me what's going on. I mean, I've been waiting around. I've been patient. I've been trying to respect your rules and all this kind of stuff. But at what point, you got my ring around your neck. What are we doing? What you got, Keish?
Mine also would have been the Hope and Thomas scene.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been her saying to him, I'm ready to commit. Not necessarily I love you, but I'm ready for us to be in a committed relationship and work towards the whole, love thing.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I agree with you. All right. Who's taking seats on The Young and the Restless?
The Newmans.
The Newmans.
All of them.
All of them.
That's a good one, Bree. Every single one of them. Well, I know you probably excluding Adam. But for me, every single one of them.
Adam can be included. Adam can be included. But particularly Nikki and Victoria.
Okay.
I'm going to give a C to Abby and Devon for the whole putting Abby on the Chancellor Winters board.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is so totally unnecessary.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotta tell Jack to take a seat because of the fact that he needs to let Victor handle his wife. Stop letting Nikki talk her into something that they in over their head. So I'll have Jack take a seat on this one.
Mm-hmm.
What about Bo? Go ahead.
I also want to put Heather in the seat for trying to hold Daniel's hand out in public before Daniel even had a chance to tell Lily what's going on between them.
Mm-hmm.
What?
He's not even in love with Lily.
It doesn't matter. They're in a relationship.
He don't care no more.
But the thing is, if he can at least be respectful about the situation. Mm-hmm. And Heather is in public trying to hold this man's hand, and he told Heather, "I need to let Lily know what's going on. I owe that to her."
Yeah.
So at least be respectful of that and allow him the time and space to let his current girlfriend know that I'm not in love with you anymore. I want to give my baby mama another chance. Instead of trying to hold his hand in front of his girlfriend's brother.
Gotcha. Okay. And then who's taking a seat on Bold?
RJ.
Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie. You so silly.
She does.
I gotta give Lee a seat. And I'm also going to give Poppy a seat because I don't like how she handled the questioning of her daughter. That girl need to know what's up about who her other half of her identity is.
Yeah, I agree.
And being snippy talking about what about him. Girl, really?
She's guilty much?
Right. So I'm just about over that. All right, y'all got anything else?
I don't.
Okay.
Oh, I'm good.
Well, make sure you stay tuned for the spoilers for the week of the 29th through the February 2nd. Oh my God. And it's a leap year. I didn't realize it was 29 days this year in February. It's a leap year.
Oh, I'm so excited for it too. I love leap years.
Yep. So... all right, you guys, stay tuned for this weekend spoilers. And other than that, have a great one. Hopefully, Trish, if you're listening, please feel better soon.
Yeah, feel better, Trish.
And Keish, are you available next week?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Okay, cool. And Bree, we might still have you on. I know last week it was 4 of us. It was pretty cool. So. If you okay with that. Otherwise,
yeah,
okay.
Just let me know.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, have a great weekend and we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye guys.